Alrighty guys, what is up and welcome back to another episode of DreamWorld the Playtest with Lone Debater 7. And today we are gonna be taking a look at some progress that we've made since last time and kind of exploring a little bit more of the world and kind of trying to progress at the same time. If you missed the last episode, there should be a little card guy up in the right hand corner of the video screen sometime about now. Maybe something like that. Click it if you want to watch it. Anyway, subscribe while you're there if you haven't already, of course. Lets me know that you want to see more. But yeah, since last time I've done quite a bit of work, as I'm sure you guys can tell. Basically, if we open the map, this might be the best way to look at it. So I am in the desert, is what I'm going to deem this area. It's kind of like the desert or Forgotten Lands. Interesting area. This area is a little bit more interesting, but this is the starting area. The city of Elysium is right up here, and this is actually a floating island, believe it or not. We can still teleport back to it if we want, utilizing the map teleports that are built in game. Pretty cool, pretty cool. If we want to go back there and do like quests and stuff, which I'm not too worried about, frankly. I'm just kind of trying to progress through the game and figuring it out as I go. But I'm at the desert base, is what I've named this area. I've basically, you jump off the island once you have a paraglider built, and you're able to fly around and kind of pick your area. It took me a few tries to figure out where I wanted to go. So initially I thought, oh, maybe I'll go over off into the mountainous area over here, or like, it's kind of mountainous. I don't know. There's like big, tall redwood type trees over there, so I thought it looked interesting. But I got killed by bears. Yeah, thing I learned, when you leave the floating island, the world becomes a lot more dangerous, meaning things punch a lot harder, things have a lot more health, and yeah, you end up dying a lot easier here. Like, when you would least expect it because an animal got you, or what have you. But I did some farming. I'm just harvesting up and watering real quick so we can keep this stuff growing. This is my food supply. It's not super duper efficient yet, but it's coming along. I do generate quite a bit of mushroom, which is decent because once you build the mushroom stews, they basically give you not only health, but also... Yeah, see, that's an enemy. I'm quiet. Oh, maybe that's just me walking. No, you can hear him. You hear that? Those are guys trying to come and attack me right now. That's what that is. Yeah, not today. I built this little wall, so I don't get randomly ganked by some monster in the middle of the night if I come out here to do stuff, because the day-night cycle, I think it's reasonably fair. You get quite a good duration day, and it feels like the night is a little bit shorter, perhaps, which, if it is, or whatever it is, I think it's just fine. But to set up this little build, I basically took regular foundations, built out my square area for the size farm I wanted. I realized that when you plant trees, they grow pretty big. So I wanted to have like half of this for an orchard. So this half is the orchard, right? And then this half is for like regular crops that you eat. And then I dug down to the water level so I can refill my watering can just like that, without needing to leave the security of our walls. Pretty good, if you ask me, because sometimes what will happen, like this part of the desert, not the enemies are, I can handle them, right? Like I can deal with a 40, 60, 80 HP enemy, which is what will spawn around here usually. They don't hit too hard, and like, yeah, I can take them down. But once we get to... Does it have to be amethyst? Bone should be higher tier than amethyst. Oh, I'm using my pickaxe. That's why. Whoops. Use the right tool, and it'll work out better. Let me water these croppies so they grow up. And the reason why I planted the trees like this, I can stand like right here-ish. Start chopping. And now it's sun, or daytime, so like the day-night cycle is not bad, right? Anyway. Get some wood. You need quite a bit of wood, and you do need like specifically oak wood, I think, for a lot of stuff. Now you can change the build materials when you're constructing. Just straight off. Where am I? Tree branch. There we go. Yeah. The downside of this, like I don't really need to move around much, which is great. That's one of the downsides of harvesting wood in the regular world, like just the trees that grow around, which don't get me wrong, I still harvest those too. But they will roll around on you and therefore become difficult to just like fully harvest. When you have something set up like this, you can stand in one spot and basically keep chopping until there's nothing left to chop, and you will have gotten basically all the tree. There will be a little bit of stragglers on the outside edge. That's why I built my foundation this way with the wall on the outside instead of the inside. That way the branches can kind of roll around outside, and whatever stays on the inside I'll be chopping with my axe. But okay, that's enough of that. We don't need to make this Wood Harvest Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is actually going out on a Wednesday or not, but it'd kind of be funny if it did. Anyway, DreamWorld's pretty fun. Overall, I've put in maybe... I don't actually know. Do they have that as a stat? Maybe not in-game. I didn't check my Steam. But I'd say probably like 4 or 5 hours, somewhere in that neighborhood. So not terribly long. I spent quite a while picking a spot for a base, and I settled upon this area. I think it's pretty nice. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with this area. Like, I almost want to make this more of a balcony, but I do kind of like this sloping in. Then you bring it up and then extend it out. You can scale up the size of things, which is how you increase your like protected area. So this is the size of our protected zone with the reliquary. If we expand it to include our farm, then basically we can't be griefed. I think is what that zone of protection is for. If I'm mistaken about that, please let me know. And it's okay, whatever it's for. I scaled it up with as much of this stuff, Dream Essence, that I had. It costs quite a bit, so yeah. Chests are the other thing that you're going to want to get your hands on right away. You need quite a bit of space. I have gotten some frost pelts and some stuff from the frost biome just because randomly frost boars and skeletons and stuff will come and spawn in and attack. That's when I first got the idea to kind of wall off my farm in addition to my like crafting area. But I still have not found any obsidian. That's kind of my bottleneck at this point. So the progression in this game for your tools, if you're new or if you're just getting started or thinking about getting started, right? When you start the game, you can make flint tools. That's all done with the little stones that are glowing, the gray rocks on the ground. You pick those up. Those will give you some flint. You can build tools. The flint pickaxe is what you want to gather the next tier of material, which is then stone and amethyst. Amethyst is the next tier for like tools, right? And then you also need wood, which is gathered utilizing a flint axe. So you for sure need the axe and the pickaxe out of each tool set. But if you want to wait until you have the best set of tools before you build the other tools, that's fair enough. I went ahead and built everything out at bone level just because I found quite a bit of bones. Like I have 50 bones on me right now. So figured might as well gear myself up because the enemies hit hard, right? So maybe gear yourself and you'll do better. I also built some armor, so there is armor in this game. I haven't built a shield because I haven't found copper yet, and I don't know if I can mine it. Oh, I can with the bone pickaxe. Okay. Can be found... Oh, beneath the sands of the desert, around shale. Okay. Okay. So I wonder if this actually is the desert or not. Maybe the desert is farther away. I'm not exactly sure. But I have leather armor. This just takes regular boar hide and some bone. And then light armor, I don't quite have the frost pelt. I only have 3 from the bowers here and there. And then the fortified strip requires sinew, which is expensive for me. Anyway, back to tools. That's what we're talking about. You start with flint, then you go to amethyst here, right? This amethyst here will then allow you to harvest bone material, sandstone material, which is pretty good. And then, yeah, on the wood side, you then can harvest birch wood, and I forget what amethyst axe unlocks for wood. No, it's Joshua tree wood is what you get with the amethyst axe. Um, so yeah, that which spawns in the area that I have my base in, by the way. Then you go to bone tier. Bone axe will allow you to get. I forget what that allows you to get. Sorry, guys. But then you go to bone tier. Conifer wood is what this can harvest. Just click on the tool. Hey, the game builds the tooltip so I don't have to remember a bunch of stuff. That's fantastic. Good job. Oh, man. Okay. Bone shovel. Let's see. Frost mounder. Bone pickaxe can break up obsidian, right? So I need obsidian to progress further. That's where I'm at, is at bone tier. I want to get to obsidian tier, then I can get sequoia wood. I can get raw iron. Yes, please. And then I'm assuming I have to expand my crafting station with the next tier upgrade in order to build the iron tools and copper tools, etc., etc. But I am gonna first things first. Let's get these seeds put away. Food items I'll keep on me because we are going to cook them real quick, and I'm going to show you some of the cooking stuff that I do, or what I've found to be the most viable. Really, I should go replant all of these seeds, and I suggest if you have seeds lying around in a box, go outside and plant them by your base, because yes, they are very valuable. It's valuable to have an overabundance of crops coming in, FYI, just because they are directly correlated to how much healing capability you have. So, for example, I'm growing wheat, right? I'm going to make 2 breads from 10 wheat. Pretty expensive. Wheat is a very limiter. I don't know if there's a chance to get extra seeds from each crop you harvest, or if you just have to find more out in the world to get the seeds. I'm not sure. I haven't really paid attention to that. Maybe I should. It doesn't necessarily matter. Either way, I can only do 2 loaves of bread every time I harvest my wheat, basically. Um, yeah. But once I have these 2 pieces of bread, right, I could just eat them. They're decent food on their own. Restore 7 health, right? But if I have like berries, for example, fantastic to make berry pie, 30 health, right? It also gives you 50 mana, and it increases your running speed by 15% for 300 seconds. This is a phenomenal food, right? If you're going to go out exploring, this is the food you want to pop right before you leave. If you're, maybe you just died and you're going to go recover, a berry pie is what you want to eat. A meat bun, 20 health. It also gives you valor, which for 300 seconds increases your melee damage by 15%. So like if you're going into a fight, or this meat buns are great food for like active, I'm out in the world and something came and attacked me and I'm actively fighting it, but I need to heal. You want a meat bun. It takes 10 seconds to eat, so you do have to get kind of safe in order to pop this, but you eat this before a fight, you'll have a little bit of extra punch behind you. I think I will make 2 berry pies just because they heal more health, is kind of what I'm looking at this point. I'm less concerned about the mana. I'm less concerned about the melee buff right now. I know I can get essentially a better buff just by upgrading my tool to the next tier. I need just flat how much HP do you restore. I need the most of that um, because I've kind of just started out, right? In the sense of I don't have a ton of extra crops or variety of crops, what have you. So I only got, oh, okay, good. I was going to say, dang, I only got 1. Sometimes you only get, like, you lose some of the output out of here. I don't know. And maybe it's just me doing something wrong. That's totally possible. But yeah, it feels like sometimes I lose my input item. I don't get an output. And maybe that's them simulating like you burning the food, which if so, that's fine. And it's fine either way. Like, I don't really care. Just something I thought I'd point out. I am going to cook up, let's do like 12 of these mushies. Cook them. Then we might be able to make some soup. So a hearty soup. Now those take eggs. All of the soups take eggs. Okay. So we need to get some eggs. And eggs, you can get from the eagle nests. Those have eggs in them. You can get them from killing chickens or hens, whatever you prefer to call them. Um, or you can get them by defeating crocodiles. Also drop eggs. But I'm going to get some of this base health. So, like, cooked meat, it's not bad. It's 10 health, right? And it's 10 seconds to eat. But I could eat this and get 30 health in the same amount of time. Or red mushroom soup, very expensive. Mainly on the egg front because it costs, oh, it's only 2 eggs. It's 20 red mushrooms. So it is expensive on the mushroom side as well. I do have quite a bit of red mushroom spore, but it takes time to get enough mushrooms to make one of these. And then you also need the eggs. It's mostly the eggs. Like, I don't know if at some point you get animal breeding unlocked or like some ability to like generate a passive mob farm so I can get um, eggs and like deer and that kind of stuff to spawn. That would be if it's not something that's already in. That could be something kind of interesting, just so I can like. It's a dangerous world out there, or maybe at some point once it is an MMO game, right? So at some point, I figure this game is gonna wind up being similar to either Rust, right? Where there's a bunch of people all building their bases wherever, and you are effectively like, if you're building a structure and putting a chest down, you need to secure it in some sort of way, otherwise people are likely to come and take your stuff, right? But which is fine, like that's an MMO game. I'm okay with that if that's going to be how it turns out. It doesn't have to be. It depends on the community a lot. So if we build a community that doesn't do that, then it won't happen, right? But anyway, you can't control people in general. So like, I plan for not having control over people, and then if people do behave in a positive manner, great. But it doesn't matter. I prepared for them not to. Anyhow, I don't know what that like. Sorry, I got off on a tangent. I'll put the soapbox away. Um, I like this. I would like to have the ability to have animals inside my base, mainly for the food. Like if it's an item that you use for food, there should be some sort of way to automate it inside of your base, or maybe not automate it. Maybe that's not the right word, but like have a way to spawn it or generate it in your base, kind of like the farm. Like I can plant seeds and harvest the crops that I need. I want something like that for animals if it's not in the game. And I say want, like I'm cool with the way it is too. It forces you to go out and explore, which the world is quite beautiful, so it is worth going and exploring if you're playing the game. But let's go on out. And we're just going to venture over here because I see a juicy looking boar. Boom, shaka, laka. So, like, boars, not that big of a deal. It's more of the, like, the frost boars. Those are still a little bit scary just because they have a lot more health and they hit a lot harder. They generally are only up in the snowy parts of the map, but periodically they will spawn down here. And when they do, it is not a super fun time. Okay, so we're going to go up this way because I want to show you this biome. So initially I thought this might be mountains because this is mountain stone, right? Like this rock right here, mountain stone. I know that just because I've harvested it. You need bone pickaxe to harvest it, so I thought, okay, if this is a bone pickaxe area, maybe there will be other bone pickaxe harvestables in this area as well. So I came up top, I found, this is where I come to harvest my oak wood, and then I found this crazy biome, right? So there's like these sheer cliff drops all over, and they're just straight to the bottom of the world. And they're basically like bone generators is what this is. So I don't know if players built this or what, but or if it's just like Brogen or if like how this happened, but it's pretty cool because if you're looking for bones, right, you can get bones kind of a couple of ways, but the primary way, if you're not here, is you go out and you defeat like boars or crocodiles or other, hostile, aggressive monsters, mobs in the world, right? That's what you go and defeat in combat, and sometimes they will drop bones. These are the flint rocks, by the way. See? Got a piece of flint. Yay. Um, right? So that's one way. If I go to the bottom here, since this is basically no depth water, any fish that spawn in it, which they do spawn in it, immediately die. So this whole entire area is littered on the bottom with bones, fish bones, right? If you fly all the way down there, you can take those fish bones and utilize them to um, if you harvest them, which requires no tool. Sorry, lost my train of thought. But if you can harvest them without a tool. They give you bones, dried bone. That is their product when you harvest them. Same as if you were in combat and killed a boar or something. And yeah, there's generally hundreds of them if you pick a hole. Like if I dropped inside of this hole right now and ran around the entire area of it, this one's pretty big, right? So it'd take a little while. But I'd probably wind up with 200 to 300 dried bone. So if you need dried bone, that is exactly where you get it. I kind of just want to check the structure out. I kind of like it. I dig it. Just using the base cottage is cool, but like, homie, you can also change the materials. And like, this could be sick looking with some different materials. They got a lot of wood, I see. That's probably why they are building out of that. Let me drop them a little gifty. Here's some stones. 289 and 293 oak wood. Oh, they're using birch. Sorry. Let me give you some birch. There you go. There's some birch. Enjoy, friends. I don't know whose base this is, but it's cool. I like it. Good on you. I thought about building up in the sky like this too, but no worries. Oh, that over there, that's a stamina shrine. Definitely suggest doing it. It's very easy. You basically have to like do a little bit of an agility challenge, and if you are successful, you gain like 100 levels of stamina, which feels a little bit crazy. And I don't know, it didn't. I don't know exactly what stamina does, so I don't know if I felt the 100 level gain or not. And maybe that was just a like text bug, but I thought it was hilarious when it happened, and I was like, oh yeah, 30 seconds of work for 500 levels of stamina. Yes, please. Um, Anyway, I'm kind of running over to this tower. So these guys are kind of scattered throughout the various areas. I utilize them as a decent in-world or in-game without opening the map um, structure that will serve as like a landmark for a biome. So like this one is for the weird pockets to oblivion biome, or the dead fish biome, if you will. Um, I don't know what you would call this. It's not bad. Like I I don't like the name because it makes it sound bad, but it's honestly like this biome slaps. But yeah, that's that's what I can come up with for a name. Sorry. Tell me what it actually is in the comments if you would, or what you think the name should be, right? But if we go to this tower, we can go up to the top and complete the shrine, and then yeah, we get some map reveal. There's no teleport point, which is unfortunate. Like the thing I find limiting in the game at this moment in time is it takes a decent chunk of time to like explore, meaning you run for hours and hours and you're still in the same well, maybe not hours and hours, that's an exaggeration, hyperbole. I apologize. Let me be more accurate in this because it is like honest feedback and not trying to be like harpy. um Anyway, you can be moving in a single direction for what feels like a very long time and still be in like what feels the middle of the biome. You've moved. Yes, you've moved. But the biomes are quite large. So to go from the starting area to, say, the mountains where Obsidian is supposed to be, um, takes like an hour worth of walking time. And yeah, I can teleport back to my base, but I can't teleport to the mountain. So I always have to make that hour-long journey because I can't place a second reliquary to teleport to. So I'm like unsure about how to deal with that. And I believe that you maybe get more reliquary builds later in the game, but I'm not exactly sure how you unlock that. Anyway, that's the thing that I'm struggling with at this point. It's not bad though. Like I have a good time playing around. Building is quite fun in this game. Um, this guy's having a good time too. You can see he's built a bunch of cool, gigantic tower. Man, I bet that took a while because you have to gather all the resources for this stuff. Like, as far as I'm aware, there is no creative mode. There are no like console commands. None of that stuff exists. Maybe for like the devs and what have you. But that is not a point of interest or like a dev built thing. That is a player built structure for surezies. Um, anyway, we are going the wrong direction. I just kind of wanted to show you the bone pits because that's where I got all the bones to build my stuff. But I've traveled down this direction for like miles. Like let me zoom out so you can get a feel for how far I've gone. That's the end point. Endpoint's right there, right? I traveled this far from my base, not even on the screen. I can't even zoom out and get it on the screen. Let me do that. And it'll be about there. So this is how far I traveled, right? And this was the path of least resistance. Not the most direct route, but definitely the fastest route, right? Um, so yeah, that took probably 2 hours of me just like running and basically like dealing with random enemies. I hit a snow biome up and kind of dug down to see if there was obsidian there. Didn't find any. This has mountain stone in it, so I thought, oh, maybe this is the mountain. So I've dug around in here. There's no obsidian to be found. So I'm not exactly sure um, what or like where the obsidian at, you know? I guess what we can do, let's teleport back to Elysium, and we will fly off the edge and maybe head towards where the bears are located. So let me just double check the map. I don't want to go that direction. I want to go this direction, but I do have a quest here, so I guess I can turn that in. What's up? Okay. Oh, okay, cool. So she gave me some different seeds. That could be helpful. Okay. Alright. Return to your base. Oh. I hope you can live up to the challenge. Now go home. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Let's see. I think we go south. Um, south, east. Southeast? Southeast. We go southeast. Let's roll. Just because that's the direction we're going doesn't mean we're stuck to go in just a straight line. We might deviate a little bit here and there just to make our lives easy. But we can also use our glider because we are kind of teched out for this area, this starter area. Oh, dude, someone built the Iron Giant. This is sick. And he's built out of mountain. Oh, okay, that's not his arm. I was going to say, and he's built out of mountain stone. That's really cool. I really like that. Whoever did this, thumbs up, seal of approval. All right. Proceeding on. And I know I could teleport to my base and it'd maybe be about as fast as doing this, but I think gliding in is the play just because you start from so high up when you leave the starting island to go down to the real world, quote unquote, um, that you can basically glide quite far without having to worry about it. Why? Why is this here? Okay, fair enough. Let's go. We got out of the hole. Don't worry. um, Yeah, but I've been enjoying my time in this game, honestly. Like, and I guess maybe that's obvious to people. Oh, did my no? Oh, okay. All right, I must not have been hitting the button in the right amount of time or something. I was worried that my glider broke, which would have been a little bit concerning. Not really because I can teleport, but you know, still. Little starter base. What you got? Nothing? Alright. I ain't gonna leave anything then. Probably abandoned. The reliquary's missing, so that's probably the base that someone built to get started, do the little tutorial, and then go on. There are some goblins down here, which I can defeat. It'll give me some amethyst, if you will, but I don't really need it. At this point, I'm kind of not in need of amethyst. Wow. Ton of random stuff in here. That is a crazy... Okay, there's coal in there. Cool. That's a leaf. Leave it. It's not yours. Wonder where he found all that stuff. I know it's not on this island. Let's roll. So normally the glider utilizes or requires just a tiny, tiny amount of stamina to operate. But when you jump off the tutorial island, it does not require any stamina to operate. So you can go like thousands and thousands of meters. So we are going to go up this way. I maybe should have gone off on the north side now that I'm thinking about it. Because I want to check out this area. It's different type of trees. So like landing. So this is a snow area on the right. And then this could be mountains on the left. I don't know. We will find out. But I need to get me some obsidian is where I'm at. And yeah, I could go back to base with a teleport at any time, assuming we don't perish. If we die, that's not going to be fantastic for us, just because we're going to be quite far away from a teleport from where we respawn at, and yeah, coming back all the way over here is going to take a while. As you can see, how long it's been in the video, us doing it just this once. Um, yeah, that's fine. Looks like there's somebody's base up here. Dropping in. Ooh, hole in the ground. A farm. A base. Some blocks. Mr. Derpson Hill House. Aw. That's quaint. I just wanted to light your reliquary, bro. So I can get my dream essence. Will you let me dream your essence? No? Apparently not? Alright. Fine. Alright. Here we go. Light it. Boom. Whose is this? Ah, a lot of people visit here. Cool. Close. Shattered blade. I like what you got going on, man. Functional. So these are just oak trees. So I've seen this type of trees before. Okay. So this maybe is not the biome I want. Yeah, I think I want this biome. So we need to head this way. Let's do it. If we get some height, then maybe we can like jump and glide and cover a little more distance. And I could also build a little like tower or a staircase to the sky to help fly us there or to jump off from. I could do that. Why don't I do that? Other trick. Do something like this once you have the glider. Now this will despawn, so you do lose whatever resources you put here, and that's just the way it is. But it does save you quite a bit of time um, just moving across the map. And you can utilize a relatively inexpensive resource to you. So if you've got a lot of, say, stone or wood or dirt or what have you, um, you can build your stairs out of that. It's actually quite cool. So, not that. If I go in here, I can build these stairs out of various materials in my inventory. Like, I can have meat stairs. I can have mushroom stairs, amethyst, right? More traditional building materials make sense, but you can build out of some wacky stuff. Alright, so that's a snow area, and the mountain area is down from there. So really, I think I want to go this way because the snow area monsters are pretty, pretty strong. So we're gonna like do a little loopy. We're gonna loop around this tree, then come down through the valley. It's a delicate balance. You gotta have some forward momentum, or else you'll just plop out of the sky. But you can kind of like keep yourself airborne for quite a while and move quite slow. But as you can see, my stamina bar is draining. A little, I mean, it's reasonably slow, right? Not terribly quick, but we're not going to get all the way there on this. Whereas when we jumped off the starting islands, there was no stamina drain, right? So we're getting towards the end. We should probably make a break. Shoot. Yeah. I should have started trying to descend a lot sooner to avoid dying. Darn it. That is not ideal. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up here for today. But yeah, we showed some progress, showed some more gameplay. That's what happens when you perish. You do keep your bar. Oh, I keep my backpack. Interesting. Cool. That is actually quite kind. That did not used to be a thing. It used to be when you died, you lose all your stuff in that little chest. And if you don't get back there before somebody else does, you lose all your stuff. Um, so cool. All right, fair enough. But I think we'll still wrap it up here anyway. Basically, I need to get over to the mountains. Maybe what we'll do is in the next episode, we'll show off me building a little mountain house area. So a base over in the mountain area where we can kind of like shelter ourselves from bear attacks and what have you while we go out looking for obsidian and the next set of materials. But guys, if you enjoyed the episode today, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always. And until next time, this has been Lone Debater 7, and we will see ya!